Hello, hello. Happy New Year. Aren't you just so stoked that 2020 is out of here? It's 2021. We have a lot to look forward this year in the world of Magic. Call time. Modern Horizons 2. Modern Horizons 2. D&D set. Innistrad again. Modern Horizons 2. So excited. Anyways, let's jump into it and let's boogie. Hello and welcome back to High Ground MTG. I am your host, KyGuy, and for tonight's brew, we are playing the first brew of the year. We are playing some Mono Red Prison. But before we get started, if I could ask you all to click that like button, click that subscribe button if you haven't already, leave a comment, helps out the channel a lot. Alright, so I love Blood Moon. There's no secret about that. I think it's a great card. I think it is very well poised right now in the metagame, between Field of the Dead and all these Omnath, like on all these greedy decks. I think Blood Moon is great. So why not try to abuse that? Why not try to see if we can take advantage of that with some Mono Red Prison? It beats up a lot of things going on in the metagame right now. So the idea of this deck, if you don't know, is to play a bunch of lock pieces and basically lock your opponent out of playing the game, much to their hatred, usually, with things like Ensnaring Bridge and Chalice of the Void, so that things are countered. The idea is to make your opponent not play Magic. And we win through things like our Planeswalkers, like Chandra, Torch of Defiance, and Karn, the Great Creator. So let's go through the deck, and then we can jump into a league. So starting off the deck, we are playing... This is one of the few decks that can take advantage of Gemstone Caverns. It's all about cheating out fast mana. So if you're on the draw, and this is in your opening hand, you can exile a card from your hand, and then you can put it on the battlefield, and if you do, you get one luck counter on it, and you can add 1 mana. So on the draw, we could have 2 mana into a Pyretic Ritual, into a turn 1 Blood Moon. It's pretty good. Or 2 mana in with a Monkey. So this is one of the few decks that can take full advantage of this. So we're playing 4 of these. 2 Ramanat Ruins, being able to just kind of deal the 2 damage there with the desert. There's some desert synergies in this deck, so we pay 1 life, we get a red, 2 and 2 red, sacrifice the desert, deal 2 damage to each opponent. So the idea is to get a little extra burn that way. Scavenger Grounds, running 2 of, really good right now with all the graveyard decks running rampant. We want a main board to interact with that, so we're running 2 of these. We can also sacrifice it to itself, exile all cards from all graveyards. We don't really care about ours. Running 11 Snow-Covered Mountains, with art by the amazing Elena Danner. This might be one of my favorite land cards ever printed. This snowy owl and like the mountain, it's so beautiful. Let's get to the main board. We are running 20 lands total, kind of. Let's jump down to this. I'm running 2 of Valakut's Awakening, so we are technically running 22 lands main board, but 2 of them are MDFC cards. So I'm running 2 Valakut Awakening here. And basically you can put any number of cards from your hand on the bottom of your library, then draw that many cards +1. One of the weaknesses of this deck is card advantage. If you're not able to get your Chandra down or anything, you can kind of just get stuck and you're just waiting behind the lock pieces. So I figured I would throw in a few of these to help mitigate that a little bit. Early on, it can be a land card, which is sometimes very imperative, but later on, when like you're sick of drawing lands, basically once you get to 4 lands, this deck is a well-oiled machine. So being able to throw away a bunch of cards and have that flexibility with this also being a land is super helpful. So that's why there's 2 of those in the deck. Let's go up here to the other spell package. Abrade. 1 Abrade, 3 damage. To target creature, destroy target artifact. We're also running 1 Abrade in the sideboard. And then we're off to our rituals. 4 Desperate Rituals, 2 mana, add 3 mana. 1 Pyretic Ritual, 2 mana at 3 mana. This allows for early Ensnaring Bridge, early Blood Moons, that sort of thing. We're running 3 Ensnaring Bridge in the main board, running 1 in the sideboard because we have Karn the Great Creator to fetch it out. 4 Blood Moons, main board. 3 Bone Crusher Giants. The flexibility of this card, also if it gets targeted, it'll deal damage. Super, super great. It works with our curve. We try not to have anything that costs 1. So, again, more flexibility in the deck is always good. So, 3 Bone Crusher Giants. Easily one of my favorite cards from last year. 3 Magus of the Moon for a total of 7 Blood Moon effects. We're hoping to stick one of these early and hopefully be able to get our opponent janked out of the game. 4 Simian Spirit Guides, the monkeys. Again, fast mana, really helps with this deck. We already talked about Valakut Awakening. 2 Anger of the Gods, in case we're running against Dredge. Anything that we just need to wipe the board while we're waiting to get our big Planeswalkers. 3 Karn the Great Creator. We all know what this does. I'm going to go over the wish list here. 1 Walking Ballista. Running 1 Batterskull sideboard, just because, as a way of life gain. 1 Ensnaring Bridge, 1 Torpor Orb, great against humans, great against anything else that ETB affects, a la Primetime. 1 Liquid Metal Coating, hopefully we can start destroying opponents' lands. 1 Damping Sphere, in case we can come back against Tron. A Pithing Needle, this may or may not be great, being 1 mana if we have Chalice on 1, so there's an argument that it could be a Damping Sphere, but... And 1 Tomerod's Crypt for graveyard decks. That's the wish list. 4 Chandra, Torch of Defiance. I think you can go back and forth on these with a 4-3 split. You could have 4 Karns, 3 Chandras, but I like Chandra as more card advantage. Like I said, the deck... This is the one thing with the deck that I feel like it struggles with, is card advantage, so... The +1, being able to exile a top card of your library. You may cast that card if you don't. Deals 2 damage to each opponent. Really, really great. Also, ramps. It's like the perfect card for this deck. Does everything you want. Idea, hopefully, is to get to an ultimate and then just start casting things. Deal 5 damage, 4 spells. Bada bing, bada boom. Opponent, gonzo. Some other tech that I am adding to this is Tectonic Giant. This is from Theros Beyond Death. 3/4 for 4. Whenever Tectonic Giant attacks or becomes a target of a spell an opponent controls, choose 1. Tech Giant deals 3 damage to each opponent, or exile the top 2 cards of your library. Choose one of them. You may, until the end of your next turn, very important, that piece of text, you may play that card. So this is another form of card advantage. It's also another form of just kind of burn. We have a lot of generic burn here. So between Tech Giant, Bone Crusher Giant, Ramanot Ruins, we have ways of kind of just janking our opponent out with direct damage, which is really, really nice. I'm running 2 of these. You're saying to yourself, but it's a 3/4 for 4, like it just died to removal. Yeah, but like if it gets targeted, you can also deal 3 damage, or you get card advantage. I think this card's really good in this deck. Also, in conjunction with running 4 Chalice of the Void and having Chalice of the Void set at 1, which usually stops any and all aggressive removal spells, is really, really great to have. So it's been really good. The card advantage, honestly, being exiled 2 cards from the top of your library, being able to have that as a way of just more card advantage, drawing more cards, getting through the deck a little bit more, like... Because a lot of these pieces are redundant, so like once you get your lock pieces, you want to find a way to close out the game between Chandra and Karn. So I've been really, really enjoying Tech Giant. There's other variations of the deck that have been playing Seasoned Pyromancer, but in lieu of those, I'm playing Tech Giant and Valakut Awakening as my form of card advantage. So we'll see how we do in the league. The sideboard, we're running another Braid, help against artifacts. 3 Goblin Rabble Masters, really great when Blood Moon might not just do it and you just need creatures. Rabble Master is amazing. 1 Kozilek's Return, because sometimes just being able to deal 2 damage at instant speed on your opponent's turn, super, super powerful. So we have 3 sweepers between those. 2 Boils, running it up against a lot of blue decks. So being able to have that, and then we went through the entire wish list: Walking Ballista, Batterskull, Bridge, Torpor Orb, Liquid Metal Coating, Damping Sphere, Pithing Needle, and a Tomerod's Crypt. So that is our mono red prison list for 2021. Let's kick it off and jump into a league. All right, we are here for match 1 in our competitive modern league with mono red prison. We won the die roll, and yes, we would like to play first. All right, we have some fast mana, which is great. 2 lands, Pyretic Ritual. We'll keep this hand. Feels pretty darn good. We'll drop turn 1 Chalice into turn 2 nothing. Wish our opponent good luck. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday season. Very excited to be back for the new year. Very excited for Modern Horizons 2 this year. If you didn't notice from the opening, we're just waiting for our DJ Hugs over here. DJ_Hugs. Wow, that is a sweet avatar. So our opponent is definitely serious. We're keeping a full grip. Like I said, we'll probably go turn 1 Chalice, Exile Summon Spirit Guide. Opponent says same to us for good luck and have fun. All right. Start it off. Exile a monkey. Hey, hey, with the monkeys. People always monkeying around. All right. Also, I would like to give a big shout out to Nikachu's brother over on Twitter for animating our new intro. Very, very fun. Very awesome. Alright, Bloodstained Mire for our opponent. If we draw a Blood Moon Ritual here, Bone Crusher's not bad. It's not bad. We'll play Ramonant Ruins, pass the turn. We'll see what our opponent's on. It could be Rakdos Death Shadow. If that's the case, then we have to really... Oh, no, it's Steam Vents. Okay. It could still be Grixis Death Shadow. Or Grixis something. Blue-red. Okay. So 2 blue-red spells. Blood Moon actually looks great here. I'm going to try and bait them here or Stomp. See if I can draw out a counter spell for 2. Could be a Remand. Could be anything here. Nope, they let it go through. That's fine. I'm a little concerned about playing into... Here's our Scavenger Grounds. I'm a little concerned about playing into a counter spell. I really want to be able to drop Tectonic Giant. I think we'll just try to maybe play it a little bit safer, and I'll try and cast Bone Crusher Giant and see what they do here. We also have to be worried about potential Cryptic Command if they get to 4 mana. They'd be able to bounce Chalice of the Void. But I think having Chalice on 1 stops bolts, which is really, really good. So we can play our Bone Crusher very safely here. Alright, Bone Crusher lands. That's amazing. So we'll see what they do here in their next turn. 3 mana also means that we'll have to worry about Archmage's Charm. Okay. So it's just a mountain. They could play... Oh, a Sprite Dragon. Okay. This can get really big really fast. They can still cast spells even into this counter, even into having this be countered, and it'll still grow. So we need to find a way to deal with that, and a Braid would be amazing. Alright, we're down to 19. Upkeep. We could play Chalice on 2. That would really, really, really get them. But I think I want to cast Tectonic Giant here. Well, I don't think that they have a counterspell for it. Alright, so we'll see the power of the Giant here. Double Giants on the battlefield. Should be mono red Giants. We might get some new Giants here from Kaldheim. Some Giant Tribal Synergy. You're asking yourself, how did I think of this card? It's funny, I was playing against somebody and they had this card and it like completely destroyed me. It was like 2 of them. It was absolutely ridiculous. So Lava Dart, really good here. We don't really care. So also this deals 6 damage if we want it to. So 6, we could deal 10 damage here. And 1 mana removal spell is protection. So we're protected against Bolt. We're protected against Lava Darts. Chalice on 1 is really, really good here. Chalice on 2. Be really, really good too. Alright. Swinging in with Sprite Dragon. They're not swinging in. It's probably smart. Blood Moon. That stops all counter spells. They probably have a lot of red counters or red spells that they want to play here. I'm going to swing in here. This might not be the best. I could try to get... We'll see what they do here. Begin combat. What is our opponent doing? I think they let us try to attack, right? But I guess if Tectonic Giant goes off, that's not great. Now the question is, if we are allowed to attack with Tech Giant, what do we want to do? Do we want to try and get them down to 6? Because if they block here, all they have to do is play 2 spells. They definitely can play 1 black. I think I'm going to try to press card advantage here. Magus of the Moon. We'll take that. Alright, they're going to block here. That seems wise. I'm sure they're going to grow it. Bolt. That's fair. I am loving that they're getting absolutely no value. Also, these were dead cards, so that's 2 cards out of the way here. Alright. That's fair. They're still going to take 4 here, which is great. We lose our Tech Giant. But I think we try and cast Chalice on 2. This will lock out future Sprite Dragons too. This also means that they can't fetch this away. Alright. Alright. I feel pretty good about this. We can drop Magus next turn. They're down to 8. This means counter spells and Sprite Dragons are totally dead. But we need a way to stop this. We need to draw a bridge here. Or Chandra, Torch of Defiance. Light up the stage. Alright. Spire Bluff. It's funny that I came in tapped. Oh, I guess I don't have a Blood Moon effect. Alright, swinging in for 5. No, they don't. That's right. Because we do have a 4 creature. Alright, Magus of the Moon. Oh, no! Why did I do that? That was so stupid. Stupid. Oh my gosh. Alright, make fun of me in the comments down below. Tell me how I totally messed up this game. Alright, we won't be able to play this Magus of the Moon. I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking just like, I just gotta get cards out of my hand. Oh my gosh. I'm sure you were all yelling at me. I'm sure Spiny Mouse is gonna light me up in the comments too. Just like I do every time he misplays and I just yell at the screen. I'm surprised they're not being more aggressive, but I think... Okay, that didn't cost us. Thank goodness. I think we want to cast a creature here. Alright, they draw a card. Seems wise. Not quite sure what gets them out of this, like, interesting stalemate. They do have a Lava Dart in the graveyard, so... Burst Lightning. Alright, so they have 6. So they could just try to grow it as big as possible. Gut Shot. Wow, Chalice of the Void do an insane amount of work. They do have a 7/7, 4, 5, 6, but if they swing, we can swing back for 6. We really need to draw an Ensnaring Bridge or a Chandra. You got to get those lock pieces. Or a Karn, something. Karn, you beautiful son of a Urza. Alright, we're dropping Karn. What do we get here? Do we just get Walking Ballista and try to pump every time? No, I think we get Bridge. We get Bridge. Try and lock him out that way. Because I'm not sure they have anything to deal with a Bridge. We would have been so dead if it wasn't for Chalice of the Void. Yeah, this is the best bet. Because even if they swing in here, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's so weird because I don't know if they have any creatures other than 1 and 2. It looks like it's just blue-red prowess. They could have that other prowess creature, but that's double blue, and they are so far away from that. Perfect. So we'll drop Bridge here. This is going to ensure that Sprite Dragon is just totally nutsed out here. Yes. We're in an awkward position because we can't quite play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need to play Walking Ballista for 3. We'll play this Blood Moon out here. Alright. Then we play Walking Ballista for 3, and then we'll get around Chalice of the Void. We're not doing that same mistake again. We'll get around Chalice of the Void, and then I can just tick every turn. We can pump 4, deal 1, so it's a strategy to win. But we got him locked out here. Chalice 1, 2, Blood Moon, and Bridge. Not sure they have a way out for this. Opponent letting us see their deck. Also, we have amazing protection from Karn as well. Alright, another Bridge. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. We get around Chalice of the Void. It's great. We don't need to attack, and I think we can lock up the victory here. It'll be a couple turns, but opponent making us play it out. That's fair. 100% fair. But I see a game 1. Yep. Opponent sees the writing on the wall. We get there. Mwah! Chalice of the Void. Bam. Alright, what do I want against this deck? So they're playing a bunch of nonsense, aren't they? Blood Moon actually surprisingly very impressive there. I'm gonna bring in 1 Boil. I didn't quite see, I think Magus of the Moon. A little bit worse. I didn't quite see, and I think maybe even a Kozilek's Return. Let's see. What do I want to drop? Tech Giant was amazing in that game. So good. Not amazing, but like it was pretty good, right? Any of the Gods, Kozilek's Return, Blood Moon. Maybe even, let's drop a Valakut. We can even drop a Chandra, Torch of Defiance. I think that's kind of where we want to be. We just have a bunch of like, there's just a bunch of like 2s. We'll try it like this. We want to make sure that we like Chalice. We really want Chalice turn 1. It's very, very good that we were able to get to that bridge too, because that Sprite Dragon was doing some work. Let me see you work. Oh, that's good. That's really good. We could drop Chalice on 1 if they don't have a Force of Negation. Depending on what they play here. Yeah, we'll keep this hand. We'll drop Gemstone Caverns. What do we want to get rid of is the question. I think... do we want removal? Oh. I think Tectonic Giant is probably the one that maybe we just get rid of. All these things feel really good. Turn 1 red. That's great. That means that we're already ahead if we can drop Chalice on 1. They could have Shattering Spree, which kind of gets around Chalice of the Void. Oh, they're playing... Okay, they're bolting us. That's fair. Alright. Chalice on 1 down. That's pretty good. Next turn, we could Desperate Ritual into Bone Crusher Giant and then just start getting in for Bone Crusher beats. Kind of like that, depending on what we draw. If we draw land, it might be Stomp instead. Or we might just drop Bridge? I don't know. I feel like this is a difficult... If they don't have an answer for this, I feel like it's difficult. They could have Smash the Smithereen. There's so many red artifact removal spells. But I think getting this out turn 1 on the draw, turn 1 on the draw is so good. So good. Okay. I love this deck. I love this deck when it like works. And it's really on point. Alright, Spire Bluff Canal for our opponent. I got blue mana. Let's see what we get here. A land would be really great. Land. Yes. We could play Bridge. Do we play Bridge? That's the question. Well, they have 2 mana. No, I think we keep Stomp Up in case they try to cast... We keep Stomp Up, and then if they... Sorry. If they try to cast Sprite Dragon, then we stomp that while it's still small. Sprite Dragon? Or are they going to try and blow up the Chalice here? I'm worried that they have answers to Chalice. A Braid would be really bad here. A Braid? Light up the stage. Okay. So they have Soulscar Mage. So yeah, we're definitely up against blue-red Prowess. They are tapped out. This Blood Moon feels really, really good here. That stops... I'm going to drop Blood Moon. Because this ensures that that stops... It stops their blue Prowess creature, which is really great. And also stops, right now, it stops Sprite Dragon. So... Never underestimate the power of Blood Moon, even against decks playing red. So... Because we just cut them off of double blue. Land. Anger of the Gods. Okay. So... 4? I think I just play out Bone Crusher Giant. Try and get in beats this way. Well, they don't have an answer right now for Chalice of the Void. They don't have a creature that they can play. I know that they don't have a creature that they can play, because if it's all the one-drop Prowess creatures, I think we're okay. What is our opponent going to do? DJ Hugs. Alright, another Spire Bluff Canal, aka a mountain. We're looking pretty good here. I like the fact that we have 2 bridges. And an answer with Anger of the Gods. You know what I really wish is that we could play some sort of companion in this deck. That would be really nice. Alright. Opponent down to 14. We're not out of the woods yet, but... If we get another Chalice on 2, Actually, if we get another chalice, we should hold it in case they blow up this chalice, and then we drop chalice on 1 again. That would be really good. Chandra would also be amazing here. But I think as long as we can keep getting in with Bone Crusher beats, much to the happiness of our opponent, and DJ Hugs, we'll be looking pretty good. Again, one of my favorite cards from last year. I'm playing a lot of blue-red. I'm playing red. Like, Bone Crusher's just... It's been really nice to have that, like, versatility. Having a 4/3 is just really great. Alright, that feels pretty good. We have a bunch of answers in case they do start playing creatures, which is nice. Alright, down to 10. 3-turn clock from us. See what our opponent does. I'm sure they're just like sitting there with a grip of 1-drops. Not being able to play their 2-drop either, since they don't have any islands. They do get down Sprite Dragon. We could still... We win the match! Alright! Alright. Alright, we are officially 1-0. 1-0 in the league with competitive Mono Red Prison for 2021. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the deck tech. I hope you enjoy this league. We'll see how we do. 1-0. Locked out our opponent. Love it, love it, love it. Blood Moon, the all-star. Though Chalice was really the all-star in that game. Anyways, thank you so much. Please be sure to click that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and share this video. Leave a comment letting me know that I punted. Also, very happy thank you to co-host Spiny Mouse for giving me the first official High Ground MTG merch. I will see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye from the KyGuy. Thank you for watching High Ground MTG with co-hosts KyGuy and Spiny Mouse. If you enjoyed the content, please be sure to click that like button, and if you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on future episodes of High Ground MTG. For even more videos, be sure to check out our playlists so that you can have the high ground.